Yeah. Glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no grace. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You get in this place. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I finished my ABCs, kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy when it's sick of me. I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you one story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. Add first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shine the king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more than measure. Shave the extras, that's business. Starter fees, street blues, what I taught. Royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind. Knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines. It was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VBS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. Look. You already know what it is, man. It's your birthday, brother Virgil, aka Stacks with the Facts. And we here on this cold and chilly Thursday afternoon, early Thursday afternoon. You know, I had some running around to do. I thought I was going to be done by noon, but I didn't get done until probably about 30, 45 minutes ago. So here we are. And now we here. We're going to have a conversation. You already know this. Your brother Virgil, aka Stacks with the Facts. And y'all tapped in, tuned in to another episode of A Real Talk Podcast, pre-recorded. Nah, this is live stream right here, man. You already know what it is, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, and of course, share on your social engineering. Or we're going to get to the conversation today. You can believe that. Yeah, man. How y'all doing today, by the way, man? I'm about to come back up. Let me pull these images up for y'all real quick, right? What's good with everybody out there tapping in? How you doing, man? How your mama doing? How your family doing, man? You know? Y'all answer the poll question, right? Should we be supporting Trump when it comes to deport, or should I say when it comes to ending birthright citizenship for all illegals? All of them. If you're in our country illegally, right, and as a result of you being over here, you dumped an anchor baby. I don't care if it was 30 years ago. You and your anchor baby, children or child, need to go back to y'all's respective country. In and rescind birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants now, right? Flat out, right? Not up for debate. None of that. End it now, right? Why should it be ended? Because you don't get citizenship because your parents came over here illegally, right? And this is why I say I'm all with and in full 100% support of sending all y'all back home, not just Somalians, not just Haitians, but all of y'all. And this is one of the reasons why. Y'all don't even take the time to learn our history. Y'all don't take the time to learn our Constitution. Because if y'all actually read the Constitution and had the ability to discern and decipher what is actually being said in it, the 14th Amendment was meant for us and us alone, nobody else. The 14th Amendment was passed for us. It wasn't for people who came here illegally to dump anchor babies so that their babies could inadvertently become U.S. citizens. That is not what the 14th Amendment is about. That is not what it was designed for. It was designed specifically, strategically, and solely for us. That's FBA'S, Foundational Black Americans, no one else. And the fact that y'all don't either one, understand that, or two, y'all just don't care, either way, proof that y'all need to go back home, right? It's crazy that we have to even do this, but, you know, it's a necessary thing that needs to be done and needs to be discussed and talked about. Because clearly these people have a misunderstanding, right, of what birthright citizenship is and who it actually applies to. Right, we're about to get to it, man. What y'all think, man? Y'all answer the poll question. We should definitely be supporting Trump. We should absolutely be supporting him in that as American citizens, especially us FBA'S. Us especially, right? Right? Huh? End it now. Right? End it now. Send them all back home. Right? Put a number 11 in the chat if you agree with that. Right?
We can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation.
Huh? Now, this is coming from the President of the United States of America. And let me tell you what's so important and significant about Trump saying this, right? The importance of it is because it's true. The 14th Amendment was not designed for no one except for us, not even white Americans, not even so-called Native Americans. It was designed specifically and solely for foundational Black Americans, aka the descendants of slaves. Mind you, not all the slaves were African slaves. Some of them were, most of them were not, right? And this is, like I say, all more reason for y'all to go home, because like I say, y'all don't even know our history, which is very disrespectful, right? Y'all don't even know what the 14th Amendment is about, and y'all think that somehow it applies to y'all, and it absolutely does not at all. And another reason why we should support Trump on this, specifically us foundational Black Americans, is, hold on, I'm gonna get to it. Let's finish listening to this clip and then I'm gonna get to it. Let's go.
This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with these numerous policies and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding.
Ending sanctuary city, no more sanctuary cities. And yes, the federal government has the authority to do so constitutionally, legally, and lawfully. All right, let's go.
Suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stopping federal taxpayers from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the American people. We can.
Facts. Facts. Go home, man. It's time to go home. Birthright citizenship does not apply to any of you illegals from any other country. I don't care if it's Mexico, Central American countries, South American countries, Caribbean countries, African countries, European countries, Asian countries, right?
For more than a century, it's been considered settled precedent that children born on American soil are citizens. But now, under President Trump, that idea has started to crack. The language in the 14th Amendment could seem pretty simple and clear. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. But on President Trump's first day back in office, he signed an executive order that would unravel birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants and some temporary foreign residents. The argument that President Trump is making hangs on a phrase, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That has been pretty commonly understood as, are you in this country and are you subject to the laws of it? And if you are, then if you were born here, you're a citizen. The president has identified some groups of people as not being subject to the jurisdiction of the United States: the children of undocumented immigrants and the children of people who are here temporarily. That would be people potentially on work visas, student visas. Those are people who the president has argued should be excluded from this view of subject to the jurisdiction of, excluded from the protections of birthright citizenship. The Supreme Court has addressed the question of who is eligible for birthright citizenship before, in the 1898 case of the United States versus Wong Kim Ark. That case involved a child of two Chinese immigrants who were living in San Francisco. In this case, it was questions around Chinese immigrants to the United States who could not become citizens themselves. Would their child be a citizen? And the answer was a resounding yes. The court says a child born in the United States of parents of Chinese descent, who at the time of his birth are subjects of the Emperor of China, becomes at the time of his birth a citizen of the United States by virtue of the first clause of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. And that's been a foundational case ever since. So far, the response of federal courts to President Trump's executive order has been resounding and swift. A judge in Maryland looked at the case, in Washington State, in Massachusetts, and each one of them put a pause on President Trump's executive order. They have looked back to the Long Kim Ark case, and one judge even called the president's executive order blatantly unconstitutional. This week, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear argument on whether the nationwide pause on this policy is constitutional, or whether those federal judges extended beyond their powers when they blocked Trump's policy.
All right. So we gotta tell all sides of the story. Flat out, the 14th Amendment was designed for us. Right now, in order for you to understand the language of the Constitution, you have to understand legalese. You have to understand that it was kind of written in prose as well. And when you think about the terminology and the words used in it, you have to know what some of these words mean. Right? It said persons, right? All persons. Walk with me now, man. Right? Keep that in mind. All right. All right. Understand what these words mean, right? But when the 14th Amendment was passed, you have to understand the context in which it was even brought up, right? Now, the question you got to ask yourself is how many federal cases have been won? And when I mean by one, I mean how many cases, federal cases, when it comes to citizenship, have been won, right, in the favor of illegal immigrants who came over here and dropped an anchor baby, like the Kim case. That's damn near 300 years old. We're talking about a very old case, right? There hasn't been too many more victories in that context in damn near 3 centuries, right? And when we're breaking down the Constitution, you have to understand the language thereof. And notice that only 3 states put a pause on this for Trump. The other 47 states are either in agreement with it or they haven't made a ruling yet. Right? But only 3 states made a ruling trying to block Trump from doing this. And I think that we need to be supporting President Trump 100,000%, especially us FBA'S, because the 14th Amendment was specifically designed and made for us, right? But see, and reason why they got away with the case in the Kim situation, because y'all have to understand what the word persons actually means, right? Let me bring it up on the screen for y'all, right? Because y'all know we gotta show clarity, right? We gotta break it down, right? Right? A person, which is a noun, a human being regarded as an individual. That's important. Used in legal or formal context to refer to an unspecified individual. Now, that's the one I want y'all to pay attention to right there. An individual characterized by a preference or liking for a specified thing. A character in a play or story. An individual's body. Right? Now, this is interesting right here. Each of the three modes of being of God, namely the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, who together form, no, they don't form no Trinity. Nowhere in Scripture does it even mention the word Trinity. Right? That's deep right there. But this is the one I want y'all to pay attention to right here. Right? Used in a legal or formal context, or used in legal or formal context to refer to an unspecified individual. Right? Now, that's a very vague term. And the reason why they use the word persons is so it can be misconstrued now to be what it is. If you think that the people who run the U.S. government was not planning for what's happening now 300 years ago, something's wrong with you. You have a skewed perception of not only reality, but of what the Constitution actually is saying and what words actually mean. Right? Now, after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, which didn't get rid of slavery, it didn't liberate the slaves. It didn't make them freed men and women and children under the Most High Yeshua HaMashiach. No, it made them freed slaves. Do you understand that word? And they put the term persons upon these slaves so they could be looked at as property still, or now a human resource. And since that signing of the Emancipation Proclamation basically made America for sale and open for business, now this now can apply. Doesn't mean it will apply, but it can apply. It may apply to people coming to the country from other countries, because if you were born here, that means that you were a human resource to the Virginia company, now known as the United States for America, or United States of America. All it means is that you can now be made property of the United States. But if we're going to get real legal with it and lawful with it, the 14th Amendment only applies to foundational Black Americans. Right? When it said citizens of the country are natural, if you are born here, if you are born or naturalized in the United States, that means born here, right? You can't be just born here. You have to be born and naturalized. Not born or naturalized, but born and naturalized, meaning you have to be birthed here, and naturalized means that your mother and your father are legal citizens of this country. Right? Which and therefore would make you eligible for birthright citizenship due to the fact that your mother and father is an American citizen. That's what it means to be naturalized, meaning that you have a lineage here. You have roots here already. You're not the product of somebody who came over here illegally, doesn't have a birth certificate, doesn't have a social security card, that was pregnant with yo and gave birth to you, and now you're a citizen. No, that don't work like that. And that's not what the 14th Amendment was designed for, nor was that its purpose. So we got to understand what this stuff means, man. All right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Share on your social engineering, man. Let's go.
For more than
thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with these numerous policies and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship.
Yeah, man. The fact that we got Trump saying this, right? The fact that we got Trump saying this backs up what we've been saying for I don't know how long. We've been telling y'all this. Right?
So on day one of Donald Trump's presidency, he issued an executive order. If you are born in the United States and one of your parents is not at least a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, you're not a U.S. citizen. 22 states filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump saying this is illegal. A federal judge agreed and issued a nationwide injunction saying this executive order can't go into effect. And Trump appealed, not whether his ban on birthright citizenship is legal or not. He appealed that a federal judge can't make this nationwide injunction while they're litigating this case out. And the Supreme Court decided with Donald Trump. So they haven't ended birthright citizenship. They didn't make a decision on that. What they have said is, if you are a child born in the United States in one of these 22 states that brought a lawsuit, that injunction continues. You will be considered a U.S. citizen. You will get your benefits as a U.S. citizen, whether it's your birth certificate, your social security number, Medicaid, food stamps, whatever you're entitled to. But if you're a child born in the United States, in any of these other 28 states that did not bring a lawsuit, the Republican states, in 30 days from now, you will not get any benefits. You will not get your birth certificate, presumably, nor a social security number, nor Medicaid, nor food stamps. You won't be considered a U.S. citizen, perhaps even deportable. Baby deportable, imagine. The Supreme Court gave 30 days. So that means nothing happens over the next 30 days. So if you happen to be lucky to be born by July 27th, 2025, you're a U.S. citizen. You don't have to worry about anything. But after July 27th, you have to rely on new litigation that's expected. And they're going to make it a class action and make an injunction for each of those particular litigants, every person who's part of this class action, that Trump's ban on birthright citizenship is illegal until a final decision is made by the Supreme Court of the United States. So now, if you're an undocumented immigrant, even if you're legal on a student visa, and you give birth to a U.S. citizen in one of the non-28 states that joined the original lawsuit, you have to hope that there is a class action lawsuit. You have to know about that class action lawsuit. You have to be smart enough to join that class action lawsuit in order for your child to be considered a U.S. citizen until the U.S. Supreme Court makes a decision on Trump's birthright citizenship ban. So on day one of Donald Trump's presidency, he issued an executive order. If you are born in the United States and one of your parents...
Right. And I like the way dude broke that down. Right. Now think about this. Majority rules in our country, because this is, or so we think, but no, actually it's a republic, a constitutional republic. So although these 22 states may be going against this now, majority rules in America. So if the other 28 states have agreed that with this, after 30 days, the other 22 are going to have to follow suit. See, that's the part he didn't say, right? They're going to have to follow suit or else. Time for y'all to go home, man. It's time for y'all to go home, man. Go fix y'all's countries, man, and take your anchor babies with you. Take them with you. over with, man. It's time to go home. Right? It's time to go home, man. And take your anchor babies with you. You did? What y'all think about that in the comment section, man? Right? It's time for these illegals to go home.
Please explain your lawsuit against this attempt to undo birthright citizenship.
Joy, you started this off on exactly the right note. After the Dred Scott decision came down, Abraham Lincoln called it an abomination, called it undermining core values that the Declaration of Independence calls for and that decency and justice call for. Here's the rule in the 14th Amendment. Everyone born here is a citizen, period, full stop. The idea that a president would seek to undermine the Constitution with an executive order is an assault on the basic idea that we live under the rule of law. We have rules for how we change our Constitution, and it's not the president signing an executive order. This president is going to lose in court because the 14th Amendment is clear. If you're born here, you're a citizen, and that's been up to the Supreme Court twice. Maybe it'll be a third time. I'm confident we're going to win.
Please explain your lawsuit against.
All right. The fact that y'all, and this is what's crazy about this, the fact that we have these people actually advocating for this. We got these so-called Democrats wanting to have the illegals over here. Why? See, the question that y'all have to ask yourselves is, why do the Democrats want birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants? Why? You know what I'm talking about, Midwest LB? I got Midwest LB in the comment section. How you doing, brother? And or I don't know, brother, sister. Look like a brother. I ain't never seen Midwest LB. I ain't never seen your name in my comment section, but yeah, appreciate that. And that's a fact. Right? Right? Go home, man. Birthright citizenship was not designed for illegals. And it doesn't say everybody born. It says everybody born and naturalized. It doesn't say born alone. It doesn't say born or naturalized. It says born and naturalized. Right? Get up out of here with that, man. Right? I'm in full support of ending birthright citizenship.
There are two ways that birthright citizenship could be attacked. One way is through legislation that Trump ally, maybe in the Senate, would introduce legislation to amend the Constitution of the United States. That's going to be a Herculean effort, 2/3 vote of the House and Senate. Then states will have to get involved and ratify, like 38 states will have to ratify the whole thing. It's a very, very, very difficult process. I don't see it happening that way. Second way, though, is through litigation or the courts. And this could happen when on day one, Trump drops that executive order that he's been promising that would say federal agencies should not recognize certain children born of illegal aliens unless at least one parent is a green card holder, lawful resident, permanent resident, or U.S. citizen. And the ACLU say, wait a minute. That's not you can't do that via executive order. Wait a minute, we filed this lawsuit on day one as well. Okay, so lawsuit is filed and it goes into court. A judge makes a decision. Federal district judge makes a decision. Then it goes on appeal because however it's going to be decided, it's going to be appealed, right? So then the appeal happens. It goes up to the Court of Appeals. And then they say what they want, what they're going to say. Then there's an appeal, and then it goes all the way up to Clarence Thomas, Sotomayor, who else is on the Supreme Court? Judge Roberts, those people. Amy, right? It goes up to them. for consideration of the 14th Amendment and what the 14th Amendment, that first clause, which is called the Citizenship Clause, what does it mean? Court back in the 1800s said that anyone who was born here in the United States is a citizen. So now Clarence Thomas, Roberts, and all these folks, Alito and them, right, are going to consider this. This is a huge issue. And so if they make the decision now that here's how the Citizenship Clause should be interpreted, well, guess what? That will become the law of the land. So that's how they could potentially get rid of birthright citizenship. So that's what Trump wants to trigger, the litigation process. There are two ways that
Right. I love the way she explained that. I love the way she broke that down. Shout out to this sister, right? Monique Robinson, what's up with you, loved one? My man Midwest LB said, I'm a brother and peace to you, fam. I've been around, I just be in the clouds. Oh, okay, that's what's up, Midwest LB. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nothing wrong with being in the clit house, man. Just as long as you smash that like button, man, hit that cash app, bless that super chat, man. You know what I'm talking about? Sock it to you, my pocket like a Toledo rocket. You know, y'all should be definitely supporting this type of content, man. Support black male content, man. I'm out here getting it in. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know? Yeah, the former pretty boy, that's what it means. Yeah, y'all know how we do over here. We family over here, man. Meet and greet each other, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't know each other, but we know each other. You did? Right? Put a number 11 in the chat if you think we need to end birthright citizenship now. Put a number 11 in the chat if you think we need to end birthright citizenship for the children of illegal immigrants, aka anchor babies. Put a number 12 if you think we need to keep it for them. Put them 11s in the chat room, man. I want to put them 11s up off in there. My man Midwest LB said expeditiously. The foreign pretty boys put 11 twice, so I'm going to count that as 22. Get them out of there, man. Huh? Get them out of there, man. Huh? Right? Get them out of here, man. The fact that y'all don't understand, right, that the 14th Amendment does not protect y'all, Somalians, Haitians, Latinos, Africans, Europeans, Asians. The 14th Amendment does not protect y'all, especially it only protects you if you were born here and naturalized here, meaning that either your father or your mother is an American citizen. Right? Now, if you have one of your parents that is an American citizen, you therefore are an American citizen if you are born and naturalized here because you were born within the territory of these United States of America. And you also are naturalized here because one of your parents is a citizen already legally and lawfully of this country. If both of your parents are illegal immigrants, I don't care if they had TPS, which is gone now. I don't care if they were here on a student visa or a green card or whatever the situation may be outside of diplomat status. You ain't no citizen. You ain't no citizen, and your mammy and your daddy ain't no citizen. Y'all need to take y'all asses home. Flat out. Like my man Midwest LB said, expeditiously. Right? Go home, man. Go fix y'all's country, man. Right? Go home and fix y'all's raggedy ass countries, man.
On his first day in office, President Trump signed an executive order banning automatic birthright citizenship for babies who were born to parents in the U.S. unlawfully or on temporary visas. The policy is set to take effect February 19th, but it's already sparked a wave of lawsuits. Democrat-led states and cities are suing the new administration, arguing that the ban violates the Constitution and federal immigration laws. The executive order would deprive more than 150,000 babies of citizenship each year, creating a new underclass of U.S. citizens who would then face a wide variety of harms throughout their lives, the states say. Two groups of states have filed federal lawsuits, one in Massachusetts and the other in Washington state. Both are seeking to speed up the cases by asking judges to expedite their hearings and their requests for temporary orders blocking the ban. Under Trump's executive order, babies born in the U.S. after the policy takes effect will not be granted U.S. citizenship unless their fathers are U.S. citizens or in the country temporarily on a...
Okay, my bad. Your father has to be a U.S. citizen, not your mother, your father. So if your mother is a U.S. citizen and your father is an illegal immigrant, you are not an American citizen. I stand corrected. Let's go.
A legal basis, and the mother is not in the country illegally or on a temporary visa, such as those for students, workers, or tourists. This clashes with the long-standing interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which was adopted in 1868 after the Civil War to clarify the status of formerly enslaved people. For more than a century, the provision has been understood to grant citizenship to nearly all children born on U.S. soil. The U.S. Supreme Court may ultimately have the final say on this issue, but in the meantime, lawyers for the Trump administration and the Democratic-led states are going to be fighting in court for quite some time. On his first day in office, President Trump signed an executive order.
This 14th Amendment don't apply to y'all, illegals. It doesn't apply to y'all. It never has and it never will. Y'all been getting away with this because the Democrats have been circumventing the law. Right? But at the end of the day, you know, the the Republicans, they've been supporting it. That's why I keep telling y'all we can't trust none of them, man. And like my sister Monique Robinson said, buy anchor babies. Right? Let's go, man. Let's go, man. I got more videos, man. I got more clips. You know what I'm saying? Go home. Right? Right? This was from 3 months ago.
I had a crazy idea. We were surprised that no one had done it before.
Success
Go home.
doesn't follow a formula.
Today ruled federal district courts do not have the power to block President Trump's executive orders. The High Court.
They do not have the power to block his orders. Now, listen here. I want y'all to understand constitutional law. Now, that doesn't mean that Trump is going to be successful, right, in getting rid of birthright citizenship. There's the possibility that it could not get passed through the courts. But I'm going to say that's not going to be so because the majority, and majority rules in America, the majority of states want to get rid of it, or the majority of the states support Trump's having the case being brought in front of the Supreme Court, right? Which more than likely means that birthright citizenship will absolutely be ending nationwide. And there's nothing you other states will be able to do about it because you would be then violating federal law. Now, understand what that means, y'all. Yeah, that's why the Somalis got to go, because they scammed their way over here. Let's go. I'm going to rewind this, man. Let's go, man. Fair use, fair use.
Today ruled federal district courts do not have the power to block President Trump's executive orders. The high court ruling 6-3, and the decision is tied to Trump's order to end birthright citizenship. The justices not making a decision on the legality of that order today. ABC's Perry Russell is at the Supreme Court.
With today's Supreme Court ruling, President Trump can move forward with implementing the end of birthright citizenship, at least for now. The High Court not ruling on whether his executive order is constitutional, but whether federal district courts have power to issue nationwide injunctions.
It was a disaster where somebody from a certain location in a very liberal state or a liberal judge or a liberal group of judges could tie up a whole country for years because their decision would sometimes take years to overturn.
After Trump signed his day one executive order to end birthright citizenship.
Birthright. That's a big one.
Federal judges in 3 states ruled the ban violates the Constitution's 14th Amendment, issuing nationwide injunctions blocking it from going into effect. Birthright citizenship has been guaranteed by the Constitution for more than 150 years. In today's 6-3 decision, Justice Amy Coney Barrett, with the opinion of the court, writing, universal injunctions likely exceed the equitable authority that Congress has given to federal courts.
This was only about whether the district judge could enjoin the enforcement of that nationwide.
Trump's executive order remains blocked for the 22 states and individual pregnant women who brought the case.
In the end, this ruling does nothing more than guarantee that the fight and the movement towards justice continues.
This is not the end of birthright citizenship's legal challenges. The merits of the order have yet to be heard by the High Court. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, writing in dissent, as every conceivable source of law confirms, birthright citizenship is the law of the land. Trump appears to see today's ruling as a green light to enact more of his agenda.
Thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis.
Perry Russell, ABC News at the Supreme Court.
Trump's order to end birthright citizenship has a 30-day grace period before it takes effect. So right now, any child born in the U.S. is an American citizen.
Y'all got 30 days to make as many anchor babies as y'all can. Well, actually, it's more like 26. My fault. It's more like, hold on. What's today's day? It's the 11th. Actually, y'all got like 28. Y'all got like 20 more days. Oh, man. Hold on real quick. Go home, man. It's time to go home, y'all, man. Go home and fix y'all's raggedy ass countries, man. Y'all talk all that stuff about how y'all been able to come over here and get y'all's money up. Y'all doing better than us. Y'all got more money than us, whatever. Well, take that money and go back home and fix y'all's country. Right? You know, put a number 11 in the chat if you think that they need to take their asses home now. God damn it. Put a number 11 in the chat if you can't wait for the rest of this goddamn 30 days to be up.
Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to Real News. We want to share something important tonight. The Supreme Court agreed to look at a case that could change how birthright citizenship works. Yeah, this stems from a Trump executive order last January, ending birthright citizenship for children of immigrants. This
Hey, man, Midwest LB, man, you already know, bro. Thanks for finally coming out of the clouds. You understand me, and sitting up there blessing us with your presence, man. We appreciate that, man. On your way out, hit that like button, man. Hit the super chat, man. You know what I'm talking about? Show some love, man. Support your interests. Support the content and the content creator that you actually like. Because you know, over here at A-Real Talk, we're going to break it down to the very last compound, and we're going to spit nothing but the facts, right? You did. Enjoy the day, rest of your day at work, brother. Work smart and don't work hard. Work smart, don't work hard. You did. Unless you work for yourself, then it's okay to work hard. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go.
This could call into question a constitutional issue that has been considered settled since the 19th century. A ruling in the president's favor could reshape immigration law. Thanks for joining us, guys. It's been real. Hey guys, welcome back to Real News. We want to share something important tonight. The Supreme Court agreed to look at a case that could change how birthright citizenship works. Yeah, this stems from a Trump executive order last January ending birthright citizenship for children of immigrants. This could call into question a constitutional issue that has been considered settled since the 19th century. A ruling in the president's favor could reshape immigration law. Thanks for joining us, guys. It's been real. Hey guys, welcome back to Real News. We want to share something important tonight. The Supreme Court agreed to look at a case that could change how birthright citizenship works. Yeah, this stems from a Trump executive order last January ending birthright citizenship for children of immigrants. This could call into question.
Right? All this rigmarole, man. Right?
Other places bring all heat, no flavor. Not Marco's Pizza. Our fiery flavors menu brings our bold Carolina Reaper cheese blend for the perfect kick of heat in every bite. Yeah, no, we're good. Try Fiery the Marco's way with our fiery flavors menu.
Let me ask you about some of your other promises on this topic. You've promised to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
The 14th Amendment, though, says that, quote, all persons born in the United States are citizens. Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an executive action?
We're going to have to get a change. We'll maybe have to go back to the people, but we have to end it. We're the only country that has it.
Through an executive action?
You know, we're the only country that has it. Do you know, if somebody sets a foot, just a foot, 1 foot, you don't need to, on our land, congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States of America. Yes, we're going to end that because it's ridiculous.
Through executive action?
Well, if we can, through executive action. I was going to do it through executive action, but then we had to fix COVID first, to be honest with you. We have to end it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top.
We have to end it. It is imperative that we end birthright citizenship for these illegals. It is imperative that we do this. All right? Us FBA'S ain't going to get what we supposed to get if we don't. Right? We need all y'all to go home. Y'all ain't done nothing since y'all been here anyway. Y'all haven't contributed to our society in any way. Y'all haven't made anything better.
The Supreme Court agreeing to hear a case on whether migrant children born in the United States have a constitutional right to citizenship. On President Trump's first day in office, he signed an order ending birthright citizenship that has since been blocked by multiple lower courts. The eventual Supreme Court ruling could have major implications when it comes to the administration's immigration crackdown. No date has been set yet for oral arguments. The Supreme Court agreeing to hear a case on whether migrant children born in the United States have a constitutional right to citizenship. On President Trump's first day in office, he signed an order ending birthright citizenship that has since been blocked by multiple lower courts. The eventual Supreme Court ruling could have major implications when it comes to the administration's immigration crackdown.
Yeah, man. Fair use, fair use.
It's a little crazy. Yeah, I agree.
Let me know on it. The Housemaid, rated R, December 19th.
And Julie, while we have you, the Supreme Court agreed on Friday to take a look at the president's plan to end birthright citizenship, of course, guaranteed to everyone under the Constitution. This had really been key to his immigration agenda, but it never got off the ground.
Yeah, absolutely, Laura. Arguments are likely to begin in April, and a decision is expected from the Supreme Court by the end of June. Now, this could redefine who is considered an American. Remember, after Mr. Trump was inaugurated, hours after, he signed an executive order that states children of undocumented immigrants born in the United States would no longer be entitled to citizenship. In 1898, the Supreme Court guaranteed citizenship to just about everybody born in the U.S., but on the campaign trail, Trump pledged to end that practice. Due to legal challenges, that executive order hasn't taken effect. Laura?
We'll be watching. Julie Sirkin, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Right? Y'all see it, man. Go home, man. Go home and fix y'all's country, man. Right?
A judge, a federal judge, has temporarily blocked President Trump's executive order aiming at ending birthright citizenship. This was exactly what was going to happen. This is always going to end up at the Supreme Court level. The president does not really have the ultimate capacity to simply determine who is a citizen and who is not under the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. In a written ruling issued on Thursday, U.S. District Judge John Konauer entered a temporary restraining order prohibiting the Trump administration from implementing the executive order until he can hear arguments over its legality. The federal government has long recognized birthright citizenship. The court ruling is one of the first legal hurdles Trump faces as he seeks to deliver on his campaign promise to crack down on illegal immigration. Now, listen, this, I think, smacks of a Trump political win, even if he loses, meaning if this goes to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court rules the other way, Trump can say he tried to do what he could, and no act of Congress would have been able to trump the Supreme Court's interpretation of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution without another constitutional amendment. But as I say, this was always going to end up being adjudicated inside the judiciary. It was never going to be decided by simple EO. That was never going to happen. A judge, a federal judge, has temporarily blocked President Trump.
Right. This is why I asked the question, do y'all support Trump in this? Right? Do we support this dude in this? I know I do. Right? Go home, man. Stop trying to circumvent the law, man. And y'all don't even understand why the Democrats want to keep y'all here, man. They want to keep y'all as a sit-in slave class, man. They got a certified voting block that's going to vote for them to be able to keep doing the bullshit that they've been doing, man. Then don't get me wrong, man. The Republicans ain't no better. Right? Let's just say it's over with as of right now. Within the next 20 days, birthright citizenship is a wrap. Right? So that doesn't guarantee that just because all the illegals gotta go. For one, it's going to take a minute to get rid of all of them. And then two, that don't guarantee that once they gone, that we going to get our benefits that we were supposed to be getting. Ain't it funny how they want to send all these people back home after they done sucked up all the resources we done worked for, our forefathers, foremothers, done sweated and worked for, sweat, blood, and tears, got sprayed with hoses, lynched, hung, sat on fire, systematically redlined financially with the banks and housing and all of that. After they done sucked up all the stuff we fought for, is there anything left for us? That's the question that we FBA'S got to be asking ourselves. This is why it's good for us and in our best interest to link up with each other, put our petty differences to the side, all our regional differences to the side, get rid of all the negative aspects that are invading, that are staining our image and keeping us from becoming the great people that we have the potential to be. That means all the Sambos, all the bootlickers, all the bed wenches, all the Divine Nine, crab in the barrel, broken ass fraternal organization. We gotta get rid of the Black Caucus. We gotta get rid of all of the gang culture, the thought culture, the slut culture, the whore culture. We gotta get rid of all of that stuff. That's a lot, right? The thing is, do us as a people really want to let all of that stuff go? Right?
You promised to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
This whole day one thing he likes to say so that he can get all the hits he can is ridiculous. It is a constitutional right for anyone born in this country to have U.S. citizenship. It is the 14th Amendment. He can't get around the 14th Amendment. He would have to go to the Supreme Court, which in this case, unfortunately, he has already stacked with his very conservative, only do whatever Donald Trump says, Supreme Court justices. But that means he can't do it on day one. And if he wanted to do it through congressional action, because in the House he has one vote majority, first of all, it would be very difficult, even if it was just by one vote. It would require a constitutional amendment that requires 2/3 votes for that constitutional amendment. And there is no world that this Congress would give him those numbers. So, look, it won't happen on day one. But the idea that he would say this is so un-American, unconstitutional, and undemocratic.
You promised.
Well, let me school y'all on something that y'all might not be aware of. This country was never designed to be a democrat, or should I say democratic. And to be quite honest with you, it really wasn't designed to be a constitutional republic. In its original form, and of right now, seeing as how our Supreme Court is half Christian Zionists and half Jewish Zionists, it always has been a theocracy. The very fact that on the very money it says, "In God we trust," it's always been a theocracy under the disguise of a constitutional republic, but now being fronted as if it is a democratic or democracy. Right? What y'all talking about, man? Go home, man. Right? Talk about some with this Congress, man. Listen here. He don't need Congress to pass an executive order, man. Right? He don't need that for real. Especially in this state of national emergency, which we have perpetually been under since Barack Obama was in office. Right?
Donald was given yet another opportunity to rip into birthright citizenship.
The case is very interesting because that case was meant for the babies of slaves. And if you look at the dates on the case, it was exactly having to do with the Civil War. That case was not meant for some rich person coming from another country, putting a foot in our country, and all of a sudden their whole family becomes, United States citizens. That case is all about slaves, the babies of slaves. And it was a good reason for doing it. And that's all it was about. And people now are understanding it. It's been explained to them. And I think the court understands it too. That would be a devastating decision if we lose that case.
That court,
because our country cannot afford to house tens of millions of people that came in through birthright citizenship. When that happened, that was meant for the babies of slaves.
Say babies of slaves more. And yes, maybe you'll distract us from your racism and your grotesquerie. Getting rid of birthright citizenship would fundamentally change the fabric of this country and who we think we are. that decision would be devastating. The fact that the corrupt, illegitimate supermajority of the Supreme Court is even hearing this case should be sending off alarm bells to anybody who cares about the future of American democracy or America at all, quite frankly. The idea that people come here to have babies that then somehow the American taxpayer is supposed to spend money on housing is obscene. The people who come to this country are looking for a better life. They work harder in a day that Donald Trump has ever worked in his entire useless life. Donald was given yet another opportunity to rip into birthright citizenship.
The case is very interesting because that case was meant for the babies of slaves. And if you look at the dates on the case, it was exactly having to do with the Civil War. That case was not meant for some rich person coming from another country, putting a foot in our country, and all of a sudden their whole family becomes, United States citizens. That case is all about slaves, the babies of slaves. And it was a good reason for doing it. And that's all it was about. And people now are understanding it. It's been explained to them. And I think the court understands it too. That would be a devastating decision if we lose that case.
That court,
because our country cannot afford to house tens of millions of people that came in through birthright citizenship. When that happened, that was meant for the babies of slaves.
Right? Let's be clear, y'all. Let's be clear. The 14th Amendment was meant for us and us alone, not people coming over here illegally, crossing into our borders, bringing crime, and dropping anchor babies. No, that is not what it was designed for. It was designed. Let me bring that up, man. Let me bring up the 14th Amendment, man. I'm about to bring it up on the screen for y'all, man, so we can read it. Right? Oh, my bad. Okay. Let me correct myself. It doesn't say born, and it does say born or naturalized, if this is the original Constitution, right? So I stand corrected. I stand corrected, y'all. I ain't got no problem admitting when I'm wrong. Right? Right? All persons, let's read this. I'm going to put it up on the screen for y'all so we can see it in real time. I apologize about that. It does say born or naturalized. It absolutely does. I thought it said born and naturalized. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges of immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall the state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Right? But you got to pay attention to what this is saying. It says born or naturalized, right? So the fact that there's a separation right here, born and naturalized, is clearly not the same thing, right? And this is the reason that this is the reason why Trump is going against this, because he's attacking this part of it, naturalized, right? Just because you're born here doesn't necessarily mean you're naturalized here, as I explained earlier. You could be born here. Your mother could be an illegal citizen. But if your father is a legal American citizen, right, and it always comes back to the father, then you would be a born and naturalized U.S. citizen. But if your mother is illegal and your father is illegal, that doesn't make you protected under the 14th Amendment because you were just born here, not naturalized here. So now your parents are going to have to prove citizenship for you. Crazy situation, man. I'm about to drop the link, man. Any of y'all want to come up, spit your game, talk your ish, add to the conversation? Maybe y'all know something about this that we don't know, that we ain't talked about. You know what I'm saying? All opinions are welcome as long as you're making sense and you backing it up with facts. Right? Wow, man. Wow, man. Wild stuff, man. Right? Time for y'all to go home, man. And understand when it said all persons, it was referring to us, foundational Black Americans. It wasn't referring to illegal immigrants coming from other countries, man. That ain't what this was designed for. Right? Just because you're born here, right, doesn't necessarily mean that you're naturalized here. But see, that's the part right there, that born here, that's going to be the thing, or that is the thing that these illegals and the Democrats that represent them or support them staying here, that's going to be their argument. They were born here according to the Constitution, not understanding or realizing that the 14th Amendment wasn't designed for illegal immigrants coming over here dropping anchor babies. Right? Right? This is wild, man, that we even got to be having this conversation, man. Right? Oh, that's why she is. Right? You know? Go home. So, it's about to be a wrap for y'all, man. No more anchor babies. Y'all got to go, man. Y'all got to go home and fix y'all's country, man. Go home, man. Go home, man. Go home, man. Please, man. But like I said, my FBA brethren and sisters, once all these people get up out of here, what is there going to be any resources left for us? Look at the system that's coming in. They're talking about universal basic income, social credit systems, stuff I've been talking to y'all about, right? Go home, man. Put a number 11 in the chat if you want all illegals to go home now. You dig? Huh? Huh? What y'all think, man? I think they need to take their asses home personally, man. I think y'all need to go home and fix y'all's country. Right? What y'all think, man? Talk to me, man, in the comment section, man. Don't just sit up there in the clouds and listen. Give me some feedback, man. That's why I say, or should I say, I asked the question, should we be supporting Trump? I think, yes, we should. We should absolutely be supporting President Trump. Most definitely, we should be supporting him, right? It's all about us, and us for right now. When I say us, I mean FBA'S, of course, Americans in general, but specifically us foundational Black Americans. We need all of y'all illegals to leave. Y'all need to go home and fix y'all's country so we can fix our community. And once we get things back in order, we get our house back in order, then we'll come help y'all. Right? Right? Take y'all asses home, man, and go fix y'all's raggedy ass countries, man. Right? Fair use, fair use. Hold on real quick. Let me share it on the screen. My bad, y'all. Fair use. Oh, no, what? Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Go home. I'm so serious, man. Take y'all asses back home and go fix y'all shithole, raggedy ass countries, man.
If President Trump can limit the constitutional right to citizenship at birth. President Trump, you might remember, issued an order at the start of his second term to eliminate the law which automatically grants citizenship to anyone born in the United States. Birthright citizenship has long been understood to be required under the 14th Amendment. I want to bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson for her analysis. Jessica, I'm always grateful to have you in moments like this. Explain for the audience what is and what the Trump administration has said ought to be.
So what currently is the 14th Amendment that we've understood for more than 100 years, well over 100 years, to say that it doesn't matter what the status of your parents are. If you're born in this country, then you are a citizen of this country. That particular view was supported by an 1868 case and by subsequent congressional statutes. So we have, ever since the 14th Amendment was ratified after the Civil War, understood that the only question really is, are you born in this country? And with the caveat of maybe if your parents, in fact, serve as foreign consulates, for instance. But the question now is whether or not the president can, by executive order, undermine that understanding. The Supreme Court's going to take up this case. I think this was always destined for the court. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I think this is maybe 8-1, 7-2, that no, the president cannot do this.
And do you think, Jessica, that's why the court took it? Because as you well laid out, we have precedent and statute. Do you think the court wanted to make an affirmative declaration that those are the governing elements of this question?
or at least 4 members of the court. As you know, and you're a student of the court as well, all it takes in order to decide to take a case is 4 votes. And so I think there easily could have been 4 to say the president has tried to change the understanding of the Constitution by executive order. We should be clear that there has been no court that has agreed that he can do that. This executive order, which I believe was signed on the first day of his presidency, never went into effect. But yes, to your question, I think this is one of those big constitutional questions that, generally speaking, the Supreme Court is the final word.
And Jessica, just for the sake of argument, what would American law and immigration policy look like if the Trump perspective were to prevail?
Great question. So if the Trump perspective prevails, then I think what you see is, frankly, in the short term, an administrative mess in the sense of trying to figure out who is a citizen and who is not. What is the status of newborn's parents? Can you prove that when you go into, I mean, this is a bit of an exaggeration, but can you prove when you go into labor and delivery that in fact both parents are U.S. citizens or have legal status? With respect to how this would affect other areas of the law, what would be the ripple effect? I mean, it really would be that there would be fewer citizens. And I think, again, the big short-term impact would be a lot of paperwork, a lot of sorting, a lot of proof to determine who now falls outside of the protection of the 14th Amendment.
Jessica Levinson, always a pleasure. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
At Able, right? Yeah, man, I just wanted to show y'all that, man. You know, no, nobody want to hit the link or nothing like that. So we about to get up out of here. I ain't gonna waste y'all's time or nothing. You know, y'all might got stuff y'all got to do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all know exactly what it is, what it ain't, what it's gonna be.
That's not necessary. That's not necessary.
You know what I'm talking about? We about to get up out of here. Since nobody want to hit the link and come up and spit they gang, talk they ish, right? I gotta go. I was planning to do a show for later on tonight, right? Y'all check out that pre-recorded video I dropped, man. It's going crazy in my city right now, man. It's going crazy in my city right now. Right out here in Whitehall, in the area where I live at, we got a city councilman by the name of Gerard Dixon. Just got found on hella different charges of sexual violation, sexual misconduct with minors. He's been on the Whitehall City Council for 30 years. This has been going on for the whole 30 years. And they let him out on his own recognizance and everything, man. And he just got sworn in to his position, reelected into it yesterday. That's what I did a pre-recorded on earlier. But yeah, though, man, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Share on your social engineering, y'all. Listen, man, we need to end birthright citizenship for these illegals. It wasn't meant for them. It wasn't designed for them. It wasn't created to help people who come over here illegally and make sure that their anchor baby children become U.S. citizens. No, no, and no. That is not what the 14th Amendment was passed and created for. Right? No, it was not. No, it was not. Oh, shit, I forgot. Okay, so I definitely got to do that. Yeah, man. That's not what it was designed for at all. Don't make no mistake. Right? Right? It wasn't designed for y'all. It just wasn't, man. I'm out of here, y'all, though, man. I'm going to try to come back later on. I was going to plan a show for ladies' night, but I got to go to my daughter's winter concert, right? My baby girl, Jen, is playing in the winter concert at her school tonight. She's also about to be playing for the Ohio Music Education Association, the OMEA. She's practicing for her solo to play for them in hopes for her to get a scholarship. You know, so my daughter is totally talented with the trombone. She plays beautifully, and hopefully, you know, we're gonna go up there and support her tonight. So depending on when I get done with that, what time the concert is over, I'll come home and we'll fire up a show for ladies' night. I got a few topics we can discuss, right? Anyway, man, get into the comment sections on the replay of this, man. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on social engineering. You already know what it is. It's your brother, Virgil, aka Stacks with the Facts, and we'll be back. Jack, you understand me? Let's go.
Sorry. Put question it. It's going to hurt.
Task force, black force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tees. All black coffee, man, I don't add cream. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. Your girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'm tired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, and I got it photocopied. Caught up on film, flow, tracks and sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like Timothy blocks, and I charge for a hook, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task force, black force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black
Keep
things.
my grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, shit be gone in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas get to use the whole. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child that can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in his cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop, any wicked, you this was just fuck. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task force, black force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black kings.